All right. Hey there, everyone. So, welcome to the Disney music for this week. Um, I know you, Lucy. Thanks for showing up to all the classes. If everyone here is watching on a different instrument, let me know in the comments in the live chat, please, what instrument you are here learning, so I can pull up that instrument and play it for you. But if I don't hear from many of you, I'm going to go ahead and do this one on primarily on a saxophone and other woodwind instruments, because the piece that I picked for this class, I always try to keep it in the same key so that if you want to play it with the recordings on YouTube, you can. The same as the movie. So if you just happen to watch the movie and want to play along with the movie, you can do that as well. But for some instruments, it's going to be harder than others. So for saxophones and clarinets and trumpets, you guys have quite a few sharps, and that's why I'm going to play on primarily these instruments to show you how to play those sharps, to remind you how to play those sharps if you forgot. But if anyone else has questions on their instrument, I'd be happy to show you. So just let me know what you're watching, what you're playing as you're watching. But so far, there's only a couple of us in the chat. I've got flute, and I'll be playing the saxophone. So in the description of the video, you have a Google Drive link, and if you open it, it has the music for today, so you can find your instrument and pull it up alongside of the screen. There's not enough screen space to do every instrument, so I'm just going to have whatever instrument I'm playing up on the screen. So here it is. Here's our music for this week. It's Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. So the name of the song is also the name of the movie. And it's that tale as old as time, that tune there, if you guys remember from the movie. I like this one a lot. It's pretty fun to play, and if you watch the movie, it's a really fun scene in the movie too. So without any further ado, let's try learning some of these sharp notes. For flute and violin and cello and ukulele, you guys are playing in the key of D major. So that's going to be pretty easy for you guys. Only two sharps. Violins, cellos, and ukuleles are learning a piece called D major fantasy. So they're very used to playing the D major scale. It's one of their easy favorite scales to play. And then flutes, I know that we are working on the D major scale. If you're doing honors orchestra, you are a pro at the D major scale. But if you were watching the Green Book videos, we last touched on the D major scale too. So we should be okay with that. Saxophones, I just want to remind you guys of some fingerings here before we get started. Our first note in the entire song, saxophones, is D sharp. So we have D, the regular D, all of our fingers down, and then this upper key here, not the lower one, gives us D sharp. And this one is down low. It's right below the musical staff. So we're not going to use our octave key. We're going to play the low version, not the high version. We're going to need the high version later on, but for the start, we're just using low D sharp. Okay? The second note, F sharp, we should know how to play. I'm not even going to go over it because I know that you guys know how to play it. G sharp, that's G plus the pinky key that's closest to the G key. If it sounds like a G, that's G natural. If you're pressing the key and it sounds like that, then you have a stuck key. And I have a video to show you how to fix that. If anyone needs help with that, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, G sharp sounds like this. Okay, and the I'm having a hard time seeing this here. Yeah, so A sharp for our saxophone players, it's the same as B flat. So if you guys already know how to play B flat, I'll re-show you how to play A sharp. So start with A, and then use your side of your finger or palm to play this low one here. You see there's three of them, 1, 2, 3. This one is usually sloped. We're playing the lowest side key, and it moves this key on the side like that. So there's your A sharp. But I will show you a trick. Saxophone players and clarinet players, this is a special trick for you too. I will show you yours in just a second. But for saxophone players, you guys have a little cheat code that you can use to make that a little bit easier. Okay? So for you guys, we're playing D sharp, F sharp first. So play those two notes with me. So D sharp, F sharp. I'm going to leave my F sharp finger down, and I'm going to use an alternate A sharp fingering, which is just B in the left hand, and then our second finger F sharp in the right hand. So instead of going to a side key, I can just leave this finger down, and it'll take care of A sharp for me. Here's A sharp alternate. It's the same note, so it makes that passage a little bit easier to play, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so that first opening 4 notes. Okay, great. So for flutes, you guys, you have the easy notes: F sharp, A, C sharp, D, G. It's low in your range on purpose. So flutes, if you take this up the octave, it's going to get really high really quickly. So make sure you play down the octave. Okay? Very nice. Clarinet players. I didn't forget about you. Okay, so your little cheat code is going to come in later, and I'll show you that later when we get to it. But we have in the beginning for clarinets G sharp over the break to B natural, and then D sharp. So make sure that you always use, for this one, every time you see a D sharp in your key signature or in the piece of music, clarinet players, you can only play D sharp with your right pinky. So if you need to play a note around there, like C sharp or B, you're going to have to use your left pinky. Okay, so if you're used to playing right pinky, well, now's the time to get used to playing left pinky. So you have no choice. You have to use the left pinky to get to the D sharp using your right pinky. All right, Lucy has a question. What is the high A fingering for flutes? Well, there are a lot of high A fingerings. The one that I teach you how to play is similar to the D. Okay, it's similar to D, so you just this one works for my flute. It may not work for your flute, so you might consult a fingering chart. But the one that I like to do is, so here's your high D. Just lift your G finger, the third finger, and then you can add either the first in your right hand, 1 and 2, or all 3, and whatever makes that note come out. So they all work, but whatever makes the one come out for your flute, just remember the combination. Okay? Awesome. So let's go ahead and play the first line. Starting at letter A, so we've got 4 measures, you guys, and your notes are going to be a little bit different, but the saxophone notes, we have D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, B, E natural, and then the same thing again. We go up to C sharp, so open C sharp. Okay, let's try the first line together. It's nice and slow, too. 1, 2, 3, and beginning, rest, rest. Rest, rest. Okay, how did you do with that one? Let me know. I'm going to do it once on the flute because I know Lucy's watching. So let's do it on the flute here. Starting on F sharp. Here we go, flutes and violins and ukuleles and everybody. Beginning, 1, 2, ready, letter A, rest, rest. So the line 2, now we're going to start playing our D major scale. So for violins, flutes, cellos, ukuleles, we're pretty used to playing our D major scale. This is the first 5 notes of that scale. Okay, so we're just playing the 5 notes, and then we play low A at the end there. So if you're playing cello, it's first finger on the G string, low A. Same with violin, first finger on the G string. I might have you going up to open A, but check your music to be sure. Saxophones, clarinets. Line 2. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp. Oh, and when I say clarinets, I also mean trumpets, by the way. So in case you're a trumpet watching and saying, hey, you forgot about me. Clarinet and trumpet have the same notes, okay? Okay, so line 2, you guys. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, and then we do that in reverse. F sharp, E, D sharp, C sharp, B, E, D sharp, C sharp, B, F sharp. Okay, so only 5 notes there. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp. Let's give those 5 notes a try nice and slowly. Ready? Go. And then on clarinet, I'll do those 5 notes, clarinet and trumpet. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B natural. Ready, set, go. Okay, and then for trumpets too, I have my trumpet here. Your part is down low because it gets really high for trumpets. So you're in a lower part of your range on line 2. Here we go, trumpets. So E, F sharp, G sharp, 2 and 3, A, B, second finger. Cool. So get used to that second line, just doing the scale. It's pretty straightforward. Let's play the second line together in sort of a tempo. 1, 2, line 2, and rest, rest. Awesome. Line 3 is the same as line 1, okay? Except for the very end of line 3, you guys see there's a little different pattern there. So I have measure 1 of line 1 and measure 1 of line 2, or line 3 are the same. Okay? Measure 11 and measure 3 are the same. Measure 4 and measure 12 start the same, and then we have something different. So 11, ready, and rest, rest. Okay, we have something a little different there with 8th notes at the end. Saxophones. D sharp, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, B. Okay, flutes, F sharp, E, F sharp, A, D. Trumpets and clarinets. You guys have that G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, B, E. All right, and same for trumpets. So why don't we try those 5 notes? It's the last 4 of line 3, followed by the half note in the line after that. Ready? So measure 12, second half of measure 12. 1 and 2 and measure 12. Cool. How are you doing so far? Let me know in the comments if I need to go back and show you something else. We're going to keep moving on. Measure 13. Let me see if I can full screen this here. Measure 13, you guys. for saxophones. So we do that trick, that little cheat code if you want. B, A sharp, B, D sharp. Or you can go B, A sharp, B, D sharp, E, for you guys. For flutes, it's all embouchure right there. Um, so F sharp to G. It might be a little difficult because we're used to going F sharp, G, but we need to go F sharp, G, down to low G. Okay? Clarinets and trumpets. Pretty easy for clarinets to make sure you go from G sharp to A. Okay? Trumpets, really, really high for trumpets. So what I made it do was go G sharp up to A. So here we are, trumpets, measure 13. Okay, and then the three notes at the end, four notes, sorry. Ba-da-dee-da-dum. The end of that line. Here we go, saxophones. Everybody who's watching, go ahead and play with me, measure 14 and 15. Okay, so two measures before C. 1, 2, ready, 14. Awesome. How are you guys doing with that so far? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, we're going to keep moving on. I've got only a little bit more of this one to go. Okay. Most people hear this song and they think that's the end of the melody, but it actually goes on a little bit more. And in fact, it goes on more than what's written here, but it changes keys. So I stopped it right here for you guys to learn. And then if you want to learn how to play it going forward, you just change the key by making every note one note higher. Okay, cool. But ignore the key signature too. You need to change the key signature. Letter C, we have a scale. Okay, so for saxophones, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp. All right, for flutes, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Clarinets and trumpets, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. All right, let's give that a try. Measure 16, letter C. 1 and 2 and ready, go, rest, rest. You guys see in the line just below that, it kind of repeats itself again and then goes backwards and then does the beauty da da dee da dum kind of scale thing there at the end. The only thing different is in measure 18, we do something similar to what we just did. First three notes are the same. We jump up to the high note and come back down to, for saxophones, it's F sharp. Clarinets and trumpets, it's your B, and for flutes and violins and everybody is an A. Okay, so let's try that measure 18 and 19. Watch out for that skip note. 1 and 2 and 18. Play, rest, rest. You know what's interesting about that line? It's also a very famous, jazz musicians call it a lick. It just means it's a little tidbit or like a tagline. It's a very famous tagline. Do you guys know what it is? Let me know in the comments if this sounds familiar to you. Do you guys recognize that at all? I played the rest of it for you. It's a very, very famous line, and I probably made some of you a little hungry by singing it or by playing it. But that's about it for Beauty and the Beast. Let's play the whole last line together. And yep, Lucy's got it. It's McDonald's theme song. Right? Cool. So now you learn 2 songs in one class. Very cool. Let's play the last line together, everyone, and then we'll play the whole thing. And I'll try and do it on a couple different instruments. Okay, so the last line. 1, 2, ready, and rest, rest. Cool. So there's the sax part. Let's do. I think the clarinets. If the clarinets are watching, I think you guys pretty much know what to do. So I'll try it on trumpet. Trumpet. Here's line. The very last line. Ready? 1, 2, ready. Measure 20. Go. Rest. Rest. Okay, there you go, trumpets, clarinets, there's your music. And then last but not least, let's do the flute, since it seems like Lucy's the only one commenting. Here we go, very last line for flutes. 1 and 2, ready, set, go, rest, and. So for violins and cellos and ukuleles, you guys are just playing the D major scale there, first 5 notes of the D major scale. Should be easy as cake. All right, let's do the whole thing. I've got the saxophone part pulled up here. I think I can fit the whole thing on the screen. Yep. Let's try the whole thing, you guys. And it's a very slow song. It's not too slow. So we can do it a little bit upbeat, but it's not supposed to be fast. Here's the beginning. Let's play the whole thing. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and beginning. Go, rest, rest. Rest. Rest and. Letter B and. Rest. Letter C. And rest, rest. Last line, ready? And. Cool. Nice job, everyone. I didn't hear from a lot of you guys, so I'm assuming that you got the hang of it. And if you do have questions at any point when you're watching this, maybe you're watching this a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 2 days from now, go ahead and leave us a comment in the description, or I'm sorry, underneath the description. Leave us a comment, and if you have any questions, we can get back to you. Send us your recordings playing this. We'd love to hear what you've done with this song and some of the other ones we did today in other lessons. So you can send that to homework@theorchestraplace.com. Email it to us, share it on Google Drive or Dropbox or iCloud, whatever it is. And if you'd like to play this for our virtual concert, let us know. We might be able to squeeze that in, barring that we get enough of you guys submitting videos. Okay, so the more the merrier. We would love having as many videos as possible, because this year, we didn't get to do our live school concerts, but we still want to do some concerts just digitally, and we'll share that. We'll share that with everybody. And then Lucy asked, "What's the hardest instrument you play, and how many instruments do I play?" I have all of these instruments. So the guitar is on the wall, my violin, my saxophone, flute, trumpet, clarinet, P-bone mini. There's many more. The piano in the background. Music teachers have to play all of them. So thanks for watching, you guys. And if you have other questions at all, just go ahead and leave them in the comments, and we'll get back to you. My favorite instrument is this one right here. My second favorite, I think, is the flute. So it's always changing. Sometimes I have favorites every day of the week that are different. But anyhow, see you guys. Have a great weekend. Send us some videos of you playing. It doesn't have to be any of the music that we've done this week. It could be different music too. Just let us know what you're playing. And have an awesome weekend. See you next time.